Let's do one of these. Hello, everyone. Let's see. Let's go over here. Thing to check. Let's do this over here.
Bless you.
Exceptional.
There we go. Yeah. For this thing, let me let everybody know we're going live. Sure, most people are actually out there watching like a championship right now. That's right, there's new things that happen to Beowulf and some Annie things. Let me see this real quick. Change overlays. There we go. What is lab stuff? So this is current. So today is actually the lab stream. I'm starting it right now, pretty much. So lab stream is basically you get to ask questions, and I get to demonstrate some things about the game. You have questions about game mechanics, character interactions, things like that. I also answer questions from things in our Discord. In the lab stream questions. Not practice. It's more I'm answering questions about the game that people have posed. So like there could be like certain situations or like what moves do what, things like that. So if you ever have any questions in the chat, you can post them and I can demonstrate them. Yeah, for your information. So that's an interesting graphic now. It's got retuned as well, the graphics anyway. Oh. Cool, interesting. So let's see. So we'll get started on from this month. Let's see here. Need help on when to push block in PBGC specifically against teams with pressure assists. Everybody. I play almost the whole cast except for Peacock. So if you got questions about anybody, I could answer them. So the first comes from Havy. I need some help on when to push block in PGC specifically against teams with pressure assists. So if you need some help versus some teams, then I'll just be we'll be Beowulf just because they play Beowulf. So let's do a pressure team, which is this one. This is the one that I play, and I would imagine that they have trouble with this too. Let's go. Yeah, I figured Fuggle H drill copter. That makes sense. So we're doing one of this. So normal. Let's go over here. Where's the thing? It's here. Let me record playback. That's a normal string that I do. Perfected rabble. I can't believe that. Jeepers. Let's do one of these. So there's a PBGC window. So something like that will net you a hit on the assist, but if you want to, do it as fast as possible, you see the assist kind of just gets out of here, right? So if you push block the first hit in this sense, and you feel like there's an assist trying to back up double, push block the first hit and then PBGC out of there, so that way you don't actually deal with the assist. The assist never comes out. They just kind of hop in, do their piece, and then get out. Hello, Biggie. Like that, the assist never came out. And like that, the assist came in but hopped out. Hello, we're answering some questions about the game. Hammy had the first question. Because they wanted to know how to deal with pressure assists, or like teams that have pressure assists. So like this is assist. This is a team that I play, which is double Fuqua, and I use H drill. So this, you hit the assist, but then you're free to get opened up. So like that's not great. You don't really want to hit the point. And then it works out, and you have to deal with the assist. So other... this. So we have to Beowulf, and another thing that other people run. Be this with Copter. Anything else? Anything else to do when you push block? You can do a bunch of things when you push block. So Copter's a little more aggressive of an assist to be dealing with, and it's kind of rough. Same sort of thing here. Hit double or push block double as soon as possible before they call the assist, and then you get to hit the point character. You don't have to deal with the assist. Or you can do one of that, and then you hit that, right? Double plus L beat extend. That is a whole thing. Ooh. Well, I'm already sitting up, so ha. Oh, and I also have a drink. Oh, ha. All of these. So, what is your trouble with beat extend, if is the case? These are the ones, yeah. I'm already stretching. Ouch. Oh, my back. Let's do double, we'll say double L extend, right? It's a normal one to be dealing with, right? Same sort of dealio. Same sort of deal. Just like that, if you push block correctly. Beat extend is banned LDP motion, which is this assist right here. That right there. So yeah. You kind of want to get it where you can hit both the point and the assist. If you time it correctly, you can actually hit the point and then like punish the heck out of the assist. You hit them both right there, and then the assist gets blocked. Oh. So that's one way to deal with that if they try to call assist like that. Other things that they could potentially do if they try to do this. Let's do recording number. Where they at? Where's the thing? This here. That's a standard thing. Let's do that again. What? That's a standard thing that people who play this team do. That you just kind of have to hold that. Do one of those. You just kind of have to respect it. And then you hit the assist freely like this. In that case, I feel like she gets to take her turn forever. Sometimes she can take her turn forever like that. You mostly have to just either respect it and block it, or push block a little earlier, you get to escape for free like that. And then there's an autocorrect that happens right there. Oh. Yeah, it all depends on how you push block and when you push block, but like if you can read the flesh that Peacock's happening, yeah, PBGC Super pretty much beats it out. Yeah. That's pretty much how you deal with that. And like that was a cross-up arm, so like you can hit the assist and flush step at the same time. So normally you would just PBGC your way out of these situations. So like if you ever feel like you're just getting stuck into pressure, push blocking the first hit actually does a lot for you. In that sense. Oh yeah. Does Para have any moves to use in the situation? Yeah. I like it with double sword. Para, in her case, she would do push block and do flash kick, which is her pillar. Or she could use bikes, but that's kind of her only two situations, really. Otherwise, she has to respect it. She doesn't really have a good get me out of here button, like Beowulf does here. So let's see what here. What are combos? What combos are beginner to intermediate for Bayo Band? If we're doing Bayo Band stuff, let's see. Napalm Pillar Bikes, yes. This big band, A-Train. We'll put this in here. Bayo Band in it before. So if you wanna do a baby cut, this comes from Citro. If you want to do a basic, oh, not that. Whoop. Gotta turn that off. Hold on. Where you at? Here. Let's see. If you want to do a baby combo, basically that. I mean, if you want to start with like just a couple hits into A-Train, you basically start with that. That's like you could do that and start like a couple hits and stuff. If you want to go to the intermediate route. And kind of go into all that stuff, yeah. Not exactly the hardest thing to do right now. Yeah, and that's the thing. You can also do that. It kind of varies, but if you want to go for like just that's just your starter, and then you could do whatever into that pretty much. If you want to go to the intermediate route, you go to the standard here. And then you go into pickup, and that's how that works. So yeah, it's kind of like the way you started. Into here, just into that. Do whatever you want. If you're a beginner, you're just kind of figuring it out. Yeah. Normally you just go into your intermediate, kind of go into this stuff. Taunt. Go into this stuff. Double under. And that's how you get all the massive damage. See, my damage just kind of skyrocketed. Yeah, that's kind of how that is. So let's see, what other thing do we have? Let's see. What are some other questions? How do you get in on XYZ character with Bella? Kind of a broad question, but if we're playing Sarabella, right? Bella's the Unga Bunga of the second video game. A lot of her buttons are actually extremely good. If you want to get in on the character, this button is really good. Dangle Jump Medium Punch has an extremely large hitbox put out in front of her. And it's got a lot of priority. So this is actually a good button because it also hits overhead. So if you want to get it on someone, this would also work. This also works. A lot of Bellas do this. They like to do a double jump and go into that. That's how you can get in on a character. Another way is to just do one of these. That's MGR, Mary Gorilla. If you want to grab your way in, pretty much. Other way to approach into that. Do your shenanigans. Go for a loop. Yeah. But mostly if you want to just try to approach someone or your opponent. JLK is pretty good for contesting. JMK is really good for contesting. Same question about the parasol. Fair. JHP is kind of meh right now. It's a mid, but you could still use it as an approach, you know. It's still pressure and it's still plus. Grounded approaches are not too great. You can try to get in with a run and then do a run stop. Do run stop, try to get in with a grab, that kind of thing. Most Bellas that are newer to this character or have been playing this character for a bit try to go in with this. Or try to go in with this. Oh, no, sorry, go in with this. And that's kind of risky. You could try it, but it's kind of like on a whim almost. So yeah, those are good. If you want to do this with Parasol. So if we're trying to get in on an opponent with Parasol, right? She's pretty dang good. She's pretty dang good as a zoner. So if you want, this is gonna be like your way to annoying your opponent in, tossing out some tiers and stuff, creating space generally, that kind of thing. If you want to do it with normals, though, if you're trying to do an alpha front stop or round start, dash in low is really good. Every character has a button. I guess most characters in this game have pretty good dash in low, so you want to go in this with an approach. Those are pretty good. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. We're just going over some things. So for Parasol, getting in on an opponent, you want to do dash in low. It's pretty good. Dash in medium is actually not that bad either. If you want to approach from the air, right? Doing pretty okay today. Thanks. If you want to approach from the air, doing super jump JHK is really good. Because that'll contest most options below you. And then you can go to this shenanigans, because that's also an approach. If you're trying to contest to air, right? Going for JLP, JHP is pretty good. Because that gives you a combo. Most Parasols will just kind of do this while going backwards. Just kind of protect the space in front of them. But it's not that great in general because you can line cancel Buttership. Otherwise, you know, most characters will be like this. Most people just do this kind of thing. That, or they could also just do this. You have the confidence. Fugo JLP also really good as an approach. Yeah. But yeah, you mostly want to do this or this. I would say this into JHP though is a better approach than just JHP by itself. Dash of low, pretty good approach. Dash of medium, also pretty good approach. And then just kind of tiers to kind of make your way in, really. Yeah. Let's see. I need help with defense. That's not exactly a question, but you know, generally, if you're trying to be defensive in this game, it's just kind of understanding what your options does. JKG does the mix-up Parasol. Yeah, dude. It's really good. It makes for a good left-right there. It's pretty dang nice. So, if you want to be defensive in this game, it's really just learning how to block, which is just hold the down back, holding back, learning how to push block when you're getting hit, which is 2 punch buttons. You can see in my UI there. And yeah, and then just learning how to absolute guard and stuff.
Yes, I did.
Up back in this game is extremely good. Because then it leads to things called chicken blocking, which means you can just block while you're going up backwards. And that leads to things like land canceling, which means your blocking frames get canceled as soon as you land, which lets you act. Oh yeah. It's kind of, you know, generally the case. I would like to learn how to use defensive tools better, such as when to use alpha counters or PVGCs. If you would like to use PVGCs, it all depends on the kind of pressure that you're encountering. KJ, yes. KJ's, no, that's, yeah, KJ's a person. So, yeah. If you would like to deal with certain, we'll put this character in. I'll just do the mirror, why not? If you're trying to use defensive options like alpha counter or PPGC, right? And let me try to do a string here. Let's do this. Let's see. Oh, that's not a thing. Hold on. What is a combo? Yeah, that's the string that I want to go for. So that's a triple burst bait. Do this. Okay. Then we'll do this. So if you're caught kind of in a situation like this, right? In the combo. That's a burst bait right there. And then you kind of have to hold that. If you burst right here, it's a gold burst, which means you can act out of it, but you're kind of stuck in a 50-50 if that's the case. So they can high, low throw you, and that's kind of rough. Otherwise, at the end of the string here, there, it's a gold burst, which is kind of, they return to neutral, but you took all that damage though. So they kind of get away scot-free. And you could also burst bait at the end of that string as well. So if you want to get out of this situation, right? So you go hold forward, burst, hold forward, and then press tag button. And then that'll get you your alpha counter. So that's your alpha counter. You get alpha counter right there. Alpha counter, first hit, second hit, or third hit. So this would be a situation where if you just like you're done with trying to get burst baited and stuff, you just alpha counter, do the thing. You can also spend meter after you've done the alpha counter if you forgot like 3 meter or something like that, and try to punch the opponent. Frugal drill works. Yes, it does. AC M Shadow is decent from a distance if you're getting burst baited, like not in front of your opponent's face. Otherwise, you really have to super cancel because then the startup of M Shadow is really long. You'll just get light punished for it, which is not great. So yeah, so that's one situation where you could use alpha counter like that. Otherwise, if you're just like trying to hold the block, right? You just don't want to hold this any. That's one way to do that. You can also just push block the string and just try to punish in that sense. It's interesting that it continues with the thing. But yeah, that's one way to use some defensive tools like that. Let's see. When to use double cilia slide as an assist. Okay, if you're trying to use double cilia slide as an assist. Let's see here. The common thing is this one. Oh yeah. Aerosol. Pillar, sure. Nope. Cilia slide, and I'll just do my thing here. Yeah. So Cilia slide is pretty good as an assist with Parasol. You could use it as a combo tool like that. Well, hold on. Right about that heck. There you go. Let's do this. Pretty much that's one way to use Cilia slide like that. You could also just use it as like a confirm like that. That's a high-low right there. It's mostly combo filler. You normally just wouldn't toss this out of nowhere like that. You can use it as confirm like that. Use it as a confirming tool. It's mostly combo tool. Like if you toss this out in neutral, like you might catch your opponent once or twice, but they can block it and just punish that kind of double, and that's not a fun time. But it's good. See if I can do this. Oh, can I plink it? Yeah, it looked like that. But yeah, it's a pretty good combo tool. Leads to a lot of damage. It's pretty nice. That's kind of where you would use it as an assist. So that's from Nikki Deeks. I forgot to specify that the other two were from KZ and Kosan. Oh, Kosi and Kason. Words. Let's see. I think I went over this before with, let's see. It says, how do you deal with Beowulf's Blitzer when he's pressuring you? What are ways to continue block string pressure with Parasol without using tier? Oh yeah, there's like a bunch of things here. So how do you deal with Beowulf's Blitzer when he's pressuring you? I think I mentioned this before. I guess I'll re-demonstrate it, but this is kind of easiest with Eliza. So if we're playing Beowulf, record playback, do this on playback. Most Beowulfs will do this if you're stuck in block pressure, right? You can do a couple of things. You can push block, but then they get away scot-free, right? So it's not great. Just hold it. You can punish. You can jab it. You gotta be careful though, because you might get hit. You can do that. Like if you got someone doing that kind of shenanigans, like. Oh, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. You can punish it with DP. That's kind of how that is. Depending on the way that the blitzer, like if they're doing just straight forward and back, you can just punish it in that sort of way. Otherwise, if they're doing like the forward, then up back, and then down back, that's a little bit harder. You just kind of have to hold that. That's a standard one that people use. That's a thing. Other things you would see is this one. That's -2. I mean, they're kind of stuck right there. You can push block them and not deal with it. And do whatever the heck. Kind of just have to hold that. It's a little hard because that's -2. So kind of have to just deal with it. You can just push block your way out of it, and then try to punish. Hold it. Try to go for a low. You know, because they still have to act out of it, so it's kind of rough. But yeah, if they go straight down, it's safe on block. It's -2, so that yeah, they have enough time to block pretty much. Not many jabs in this game can kind of beat a -2 like that, aside from Fortune jab. So if you're up against Eliza, right, they kind of have to hold that. So yeah, there's that one. The other question they have is from Easy Peasy. What are ways to continue block stream pressure with Parasol without using tier? If you're not using tier to continue your block pressure, then I don't think you're doing it right, personally. Because like tiers make your block pressure essentially. Where's my block? My brain. Block always, right? Because otherwise, like this, you're hella minus. You're -2 on that one. Like it's -9. That's like it's -7. That's not bad. That's -15. Like you can't not
How
use
is
your.
this house-
Oh, hold on, let me fix that. Oof. But there you go.
Oh god.
Like you
no.
can't not do a special with Parasol because otherwise you're just always minus. All these moves, hella minus. You see that? -5. That's actually neutral, and I'm surprised by that. 2 of those, -4. That's -14. Like, if you don't use tier without, like, if you don't use tier with Parasol, then I don't know. Because you know what tier is? That's a +2 on block. That's really good. You're +2 always. That means you always have advantage. Why would you not use tier? Like that, dude? Like, dude, you're +2 always, so you get to do whatever the heck you want. Yeah, if you want to punish tier, actually, you either have to push block guard cancel, or you could also just lane cancel by up forwarding and then holding back. That's kind of hard though for that one. You might as well just like PVGC it. In that case, let's see. When is it? So what else do we have here? When is it usually appropriate to push block versus Philia? Versus characters like Philia, Annie, and Eliza with really good ways to move back in after a push block. What options should I be looking to PBGC into as Parasol or Cerebella to stop them, or are there other ways to call them out? If you're playing against characters like Philia, Eliza, and whoever the heck else, right? Oh, the Air Dashers pretty much, right? And your Parasol against the Philia. I guess most Philias would like to do something like this. Yeah, set this up. Oh, okay. Something like that, right? Let's do that a little cleaner. That's like a normal pressure thing that you would see like an Eliza do or Annie do, like besides doing JHP and JHP or whatever the heck, right? You jab to deal with that. Stand HP to do that. Jabbing's pretty good, you know. Jabbing's pretty good. Doing 10 hard punch if you try to call their approach is also really good. You could also just, you know, PVG spiller it.
Hi.
You try to pillar it, you know, that's a thing you could do. Try to call their approach. That's a thing you do. Yeah, the push block. Yeah, the push block tutorial is pretty good, yeah. Yeah, if you see the characters like that approaching you as Parasol, you kind of just have to jab, stand hard punch to be able to call out their approach. You could pillar. That's a thing you could do. If you are, again, Cerebella, and it's a Philia, and you're trying to deal with this nonsense. She's got her stand light kick. Stand light kick is really good for her. Ooh, more liquid. Yeah. Stand light kick is a good one for again Cerebella. Her DP is also really good, even though it's slightly angular. That's one that you could do. Am I drinking? I am drinking something called Bai. It's like a coconut drink. The battle button your way out, probably. JLK is actually stand light kick is pretty good though. Stand me punch also probably a good button. You could time it correctly. That's a thing you could do. That's also not unreasonable either. So that's a thing you could use. Yeah. Okie dokie. I think that takes care of those two. Let's see here. I have difficulty fighting double because I keep constantly being reset in midair. What can I do about it? That's from Rocco. So, I guess it depends on the character, really, because, you know, being reset in the air is kind of what double does. So if you got a double doing some of the shenanigans, let me demonstrate here. Okay. That's a reset. That's a reset by itself. So you just seen with double beat extend? Oh yeah, if they're doing that, you just kind of have, you either have to respect it or call the left right pretty much. It's kind of hard to mash up because you're in the air, right? So because the double basically toss you in the air, call beat extend, and then do one of these to try to call your down back or call that you're blocking or try to mash out like that. So you pretty much either have to just respect it, call the left right, and then try to punish. That's kind of how, if that's what they're talking about, yeah. Like. And then there's, let me see if I can show that then. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, the side switches. So, but beat extend. It'll be like, or let's see, what's the thing? We'll do something like that, or where's the crouch hop punch? That kind of thing. Something like that, right? It's really hard, but you have to call the left right. That's like super hard to block. And that you kind of have to hold left. You saw have to hold the same direction. That's wild. And then that looks like a right, but it's actually just you hold the same block. Because at that point, it's still the same side. That's tricky as heck. So yeah, I just hold the same direction, and then you keep blocking it pretty much. There's not much you can do like into this. Because as soon as you land, like, you know, you're kind of exposed. So if you're dealing with that kind of left right, you kind of have to just respect it and then try to punish. That's kind of rough. The side switch is just scary with the double band. And then we have reset demonstration with Philia. So for Lin Gang here, we'd like to see Philia things. Double is scary. Double can be scary. Philly's got a copious amount of resets. Oh, Philly's got copious amounts of resets. It all depends on what you're trying to go for. So, stick off block. There we go. Oh, there we go. So a lot of our resets kind of come off of that right here. This restand right here. Where a lot of her resets kind of are born, because then you can just do this. Go for the left right. Cross up for the same side. If you're a bit of a distance, you go cross up. Or same sided. So there's that. Go into here. Go for cross up. Same side. Cross under low. Grab. Cross up of left right there. Yeah, or same side low. Or go for the grab right there. And then go for the confirm. That's kind of like a quick on the reset right there. Pretty much. Other resets she has are something like this. It's a left right in the air. You get the same side right there. This leads into a cross up almost every time. And that's the thing that you can do with Philia, and that's kind of scary because it's repeatable. that's kind of spooky. So yeah, other things she's got something like this. Leads into grab. Cross up. You can kind of do that kind of thing as well. She's got plenty of resets. The one in the corner is called the Winnie. And that's when we go from here to this. This leads into left, right. We got that. Oops. You can cross over same side right there. That's crossover right there. That's kind of wild. That's a classic one there. So those are a few affiliate resets right there. Try to use those at your leisure. There's a lot of those are fun. It was pretty good. Let's see here. Change characters. We've got one from Rennie. What moves do I punish with after PBGC? I don't know. That's Rennie 0.99 cents. 99 cents. I think they play Parasol. So if we're trying to do what moves to punish with after PBGC, I think they mean after push block because I don't exactly punish after PBGC like that. So we got Ukua doing the thing. That's a standard block string, or that is also a standard block string. Let's go with that. Go with that. Yeah. Pillar, pretty good. That's mostly what you would go for if that was the case. Pillar's the thing to do, pretty much. Against that block string, you know, you could do it. That's the thing to do. You can go for a stand light kick if you want to punish that string. But post this string, right? Pillar. Same sort of deal. You could also just light kick punish like that too. All depends on the kind of things you're trying to go for. And the bikes. That's kind of what you do with Parasol like that. That's kind of her only get me out of here button. But yeah. Let's see. What do we got here? How to pressure better with double. I feel like it only lasts a couple of hits, or I lose to mashing when I do flesh step. My assist is Napalm Pillar, Temple Town. Let's see. So if you're trying to get some pressure going with double, let's do bomb. Napalm Pillar, we'll go with this right here. Have the dummy block everything. Let's go over here. Get over there, you heck. So if you're trying to do... Oh, sir, you gotta be blocking everything, sir. Boop, boo. Where are we at? They're both here. Yeah. So it's gonna end. It's gonna. I mean, your pressure is going to end fairly quickly because the nature of Napalm Pillar is just. No, it's a hit. So, I mean, unless you try to do something to mitigate that, and then you can get like at least 2 strings off, and then your pressure kind of ends. Like it's your opponent's turn at that point. So Pillar doesn't exactly do much for pressuring things. And you can do that, and that's -4, which is not bad. Yeah, so you can only get really 2 strings off, and that's about as much pressure as you can get doing. If you want to try to do air strings like this into pillar, call pillar. Because that's neutral, you know, if you do this, the H looger, right, that's neutral. So you can technically continue pressure from there and then call out a frame trap. But you don't exactly get much off of pillar because, you know, pillar's not meant to be a pressure. It's just a get me out of here tool. So if you really want to pressure someone, doing something like L tier would be a lot better. But yeah, I mean, it's only gonna last a couple hits because of the nature of pillar. So it's just kind of how that is. So let's see. Assuming proper positioning, what can you combo into from a stray HP squiggly hits? So if you want to combo into stray hits with squiggly, we'll do this off of this character. Let's take off block. Normally, if you're doing this button right here, this is your just do a neutral button. It's mostly that into that. You generally don't get anything else off of this. Like, I guess if you're close enough, you can get the hit. It's pretty much that into SBO, and that's what you net essentially. So you kind of have to use your resource to get in. Yeah, so that's kind of what you get with the proper positioning. SBO, I guess, if you're close enough and react fast enough, you can get a decent hit in. Cause you kind of don't have anything else besides SBO or just a normal confirm. Yeah, it's kind of just the way you combo into from JHP like that. JHP like this, you know, it's a decent neutral tool. That's a thing. But normally if you're air-to-ring, just kind of go with the JLK. JLK is a lot faster. Or JLP, you know, forward hitbox is a little better. But yeah. Beowulf Fuqua routes, especially the Beowulf Fuqua stuff. Let me see. From Hamey, they want to see the Beowulf Fuqua things. Bonk. Running hurl. You should just do that one. And M clone. This one. Sure, why not? So Bale with M Shadow kind of has a strange mix. Let's see if I can do the thing. That's a left-right. That's a true left-right. Let's see here. Oh, poop. That's same side. You can also get an overhead off of that. If you super jump this, you can do the thing. But yeah, he's got one of those kinds of things. Fucking man, this heck. And those shenanigans, you got that with M Shadow. Otherwise, you're just kind of like doing one of these with neutral. I'm calling M Shadow. Is it super strong? Just walking left and right like that. I'm calling M Shadow. But yeah. And just go into normal Bale stuff. It's almost like the way that A-Train would work. Yeah, you just kind of do all those shenanigans. It's really, you know, aside from all that noise, you just kind of have the same thing that Beowulf would do by himself, like this. And like really the only gross thing is just that. Like, you're able to just get on the other side with JLK like that. Yeah, I mean, you know. Weird, it's just weird tech. Yeah. I just did it. There. Yeah. Yeah. That's how you do that. You could also have done that with the old taunt, or new old taunt? Oh, the one that gave you one hype. Yeah, you could have done it off of that too, and then get the same switch setup. Yeah. So that's how you get, if you want to do taunt into M Shadow like that. Ah, poop. Yeah. Yeah, no. So what we got here? How do I not just... Yeah, the X damage is now kind of rip. Which I guess is understandable, but kind of big ouch. How do I not explode in the corner as Peacock? I appreciate this is a pretty broad question, but I don't see how I'm meant to escape pressure if people can just air dash over M-Bang and wouldn't mind supporters. Frosty. So if you're Peacock, right, you just, you know, depends. You're playing Peacock. We'll say Beowulf, why not? You're playing Peacock. You're over here. You're up in this corner and you're trying to go for M-Bang. You've made the wrong decision. Why are you relying on this move now, as it has a lot of recovery and you're super punishable off of it? If that's the case, then it's just a habit that you need to break. Because you have teleports. You have teleports to get out of you. Get out of the button. Pretty much get me out of here button is the teleport. You can M-Bang, but you're risking everything in your life to have the M-Bang, right? You otherwise can just super jump up forward to get out of there, you know, that kind of thing. You try to push block, you know, and go for pokes. If you're stuck in pressure like that. But yeah, like you got this. You have a teleport to go to the other side. You can push block the poke. And you just, you know, chicken block and press the buttons. I mean, she's got just about anything that like Ban has. So it's a Ban his armor, but you know, it's kind of like the way to approach that. Infernal asks, "How are you?" I'm doing okay. Otherwise, everything's okay. Let's see. I don't know how to neutral in Misfortune. I'm half mashing at this point. She's my worst character on the team. Okay. This is for Bubblegum. You're playing Fortune, right? It's Parasol in this instance. Playing Misfortune. If you're trying to neutral Misfortune, a lot of it's just air dash HP. Gotta get an opponent. Air dash, okay, it's also really good in neutral. If you want to air to air, this button's really good. This button also really good if you want to air to air with Misfortune. That's kind of how you neutral. You can run up jab, which is also really good. And run up low is actually really good for Misfortune because it's super fast. Otherwise, you're trying to just get it on the opponent and try to go for Nashy Schmicks. And then just go for the normal stuff. Yeah. You're just kind of going for those kind of buttons. So definitely this in the air to air. This in the air-to-air. A lot of fortunes go for this. This is only good in certain situations because of the arc that it has. It's very specific. And if you mess it up, you might end up with something like a we were with JHK if you're trying to do the thing. That. So, hello Rick, what's up? Just going over some questions people had in the community. That's the thing. This is fortune neutral. Pressing this button neutral is pretty good. This button neutral if you want to air to air, pretty good. JHP is good for the pressure if you want to get it on your opponent for the overhead. This is limitedly okay because of the arc. But you know, dash up low is the thing. So mostly you just want to be watching the opponent and go for the low, or go for jab if you think they're just gonna try something. So yeah. So you mostly just want to try to control space with your air dashes in the air like that. That's kind of crash course on fortune neutral. So yeah. How do you punish Fuqua H drill in the Fireball Super? This is a common thing that happens. I'll do Fuqua versus Fuqua just to demonstrate. String options. This into this. This is a common string for Fuqua. Most people try to respect this when you really shouldn't be. Oh, we need some meter and stuff. Hold on. There we go. Ah, that's not right. Hold here. Hold 2 meter. There you go. So this right here. People think you have to respect this. You really don't. You could do it like that. Push back the fireball and punish. That's punish. That's how you deal with that. Like, I mean, yeah, you only have to respect if it's far away. Like if I'm like a good character or 2 distance away. Like that's kind of have to. That's how you deal with that. How do you punish soul bikes in the corner? Like that's mostly like you don't have to respect it. You just PVGC counter it. If you really want to respect the drill, you could do that. Yeah, that's how you punish that. Every character in the game has a way to punish this. And so you have to push block the first hit of drill, and then you know, hit the PVGC in between the drill and the super, or you push block the super and then super. Let's see. How do we punish soul spikes in the corner? Which would include pillar bikes. This pillar. So it's basically Soul's version of the drill super. We have, oops, change this. Select button this one. We have this into that. That's a common thing as well. Oh no, it's not enough. That's funny. Let's try that again. So you would push block the first hit. You could push block the pillar, but then you're kind of stuck. So called that. Push block the first hit of that. Super. PBGC like that. That's a way to do that, yeah. It's kind of hard because then you're interacting with the bikes. And the window for that is kind of rough. And see, that's not great. That's how you have to punish that. So first hit of the pillar, and then you're kind of dealing with the bikes, or push back the first hit of bikes. How do we beat mashing? Beat out mashing on hard knockdown? Well, you caused the hard knockdown, right? So the first thing to do if you want to beat out mashing on hard knockdown is you respect their wake up. That's the way to beat out mashing. Or you mash on their mash, which is not usually a great solution. Yeah, mostly the way to beat out mashing is just patient. But yeah. Woo. Let's see. So there's that, and then Eliza IAD pressure is also a common thing. If we're gonna do this, Eliza pressure. You could safe jump, yeah. So if you're doing like the hop normals, right? Hop into JLK or hop JLP, you could safe jump their wake up. That's also a way to do that. Because if you're expecting that they're gonna do something like that, doing a safe jump would bait out their match too. You can also just like sit here and just wait. That's the thing. Oh yeah. And then we have Eliza. Eliza pressure. Oh, Eliza pressure. Doo-doo. Let's be here. Let's do. Let's common string. Also common string. Let's do that. First hit, immediately null the pressure. But if you can't null the pressure, you can PBGC it. Let's see. You can do one of those. First hit really kind of nulls the pressure, so if you're expecting an ID, you can also do that without a PGC like that. But if you're encountering this and you're just holding the block, it's not the solution. First hit, immediately null the pressure. Push block the first hit, you're out of the pressure immediately. Most people wait till the end of the string to be able to push block. Because then now they're just doing stuff, right? Because then they're just gonna mash, like push block, and like that's not the way to do it. If you push block the first hit of that string, or the last hit of that string, you're kind of out of pressure immediately unless you decide to dash up and do it again. Then if you decide to dash, it's kind of the same solution, right? Just try to PBGC out. Hey, that's like the way to do that, pretty much. Let's see here. Where are you at? I mean, yeah, that's kind of how you deal with Eliza ID pressure. Otherwise, that's like the normal strings that Eliza players use. So if you're in the ID pressure like that, push blocking the first hit kind of gets you out of the pressure almost immediately. And I think that's all the questions. Okay, if there's anybody in the chat who has some questions for me about some of the game mechanics, please do let me know. Probably wait about, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, see if everybody else has some questions about the game. You gonna watch Grand Finals? Yeah, I guess. Probably gonna be doing something with family though. First off, anything. I could probably watch Grand Finals later, but yeah. I wonder, do you know how are people doing so far? I watched Full Bleed's match at work, and he was so close to winning his match, and I was so sad. How did he lose versus Shaky? He was in there. When you watch Falls, the Grand Finals are crazy. I bet. Is there a burst that Solo Philly can use on incoming when the bar is full? Like, when Undizzy is full? If you mean on incoming when the character's mid-switching? So if so, we'll just, hold on, we'll do this. And okay, so if you're talking about Undizzy, right? Full Undizzy. Okay. Is there a burst that Solo Philly can use on incoming? Yeah, okay. I mean, if you're... There's an incoming... Where's Undizzy? Where you at? Come on. Right, full 240. Snap out. And like, here's the if you're talking about like a burst. Let's see. Let's do. A thing that I do on incomings is this button, because JMP is pretty good for pressure. That's the thing you can do. It all depends on the combo that you, or the thing that you do. Well, Dizzy Rat. Also, that was cool. Huh. It all depends on what you're trying to go for. That's a burst bait. Yeah, it all depends on what you're trying to go for. So that's kind of like your way to a burst bait, if anything. You get one string at least when you got full Dizzy like this. So you start off stage 1 like that, because that's the incoming, right? Stage 2, 3, go straight to 5. We start tracking at 5, so no problem. Glad that you stopped by. It's been cool. But yeah, Undizzy only starts tracking at stage 5. So you got 3 stages worth of incoming, air string, ground string, and then the next air series goes straight to 5. So you got 1, 2, 3, and then 5. So that's when you would do your burstable thing, pretty much. So yeah. Alright, if anybody else has any other questions, I'm actually gonna dip. Like I said, I got to take care of a few things today. So thanks everybody for stopping by. Appreciate you joining me on this late Saturday afternoon. Hopefully Skullgirls Championships has been cool. And Sand Heart Punch, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Sand Heart Punch actually advances it too fast, so you kind of want to go with the air string if you want to get the most damage out of there. But yeah, so we'll see you all next time. Please join us for the weekly Wednesday event, the Skullgirls Get Gr8. That's at 8 p.m. EST. I'll get the challenge up tomorrow. You can sign up for that. See you all next time. Bye, everybody.